Most importantly of all, welcome to the world premiere of Minions! Yes, at last we're going to find out everything we always wanted to know about our little yellow friends, including the what, the where, the when, the who, the why, the and, the is, the be, and the all. As well as bringing a little bit of sunshine and yellow magic to Leicester Square, we are also going to be joined today by the star who voices Scarlet Overkill, the most evil villain in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be joined by Sandra Bullock this afternoon! That is all on the way, but first of all, and most importantly, let's remind ourselves exactly why we're here.
Exactly. Spit out! No, Kevin. Meledandri, spit out. No, Meledandri, spit out.
Oh, Walter, look! These adorable little freaks are headed to Orlando, too.
You're going to VillainCon, aren't you?
VillainCon! I'm gonna get all my favorite villains to sign my magazine. Scarlet Overkill! If I was a minion, that's who I'd want to work for!
Welcome to VillainCon, the biggest gathering of criminals anywhere.
Any evil talents? What about you? Any evil talents?
Hello! La 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 la! Eh?
That's not evil or a talent. Ah!
Ladies and gentlemen, the supervillain we've all been waiting for.
Doesn't it feel so good to be bad? And all your dreams come true. Respect. Power.
Banana!
Wow, these cats are pumped.
Maybe I'll settle them down with a bedtime story.
Bedtime party?
Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs. The pigs encountered a big, bad wolf who hired the 3 pigs to come work for her. One day, the pigs did something very stupid. So the wolf huffed and puffed, and she blew them off the face of the earth. The end.
Exactly. Spit out!
Square, we are honored to announce the arrival of King Bob!
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon, never go to space.
Very soon, going to be playing host to Sandra Bullock. She is on her way, Leicester Square, and a whole host of special guests are going to be walking it this afternoon. Now, obviously, you guys look fantastic in the hats and the balloons and the banners, so it would be wrong of me not to show you, who've made it down here today, an exclusive clip from the film. Would you like to see an exclusive clip from Minions? That's good enough for me. Let's take a look.
Exactly. Spit out!
Can we get personal for just a second? Why are you going to Orlando?
Topolino l'arrabbiata?
Come on, you can tell us. You're going to VillainCon, aren't you?
Sì, VillainCon! VillainCon!
Wow! So many bad guys in the car. What fun!
I knew you were villains, didn't I, honey? What a small world. Hope we're not in rival gangs. Biggie joke. Babies, huh?
Exactly. Spit out!
Who have brought this film to the big screen. Chris, lovely to have you here in London's Leicester Square. What do you make of this premiere? It's something else, huh?
Well, it's the perfect place for us to have a premiere for this film, which takes the Minions from the dawn of time all the way up to 1969 in London, England. So where better to have the premiere?
And you bring London to life so well. The stiff upper lip of some of the characters in it is fantastic.
Well, you know, putting the Minions in situations where there's formality and watching them react and bump up against that formality is just a recipe for pure fun.
And the evolution that they go through throughout history, I mean, that must have been fun, picking which eras for the Minions to basically make a mess of.
Well, you know, as they evolve through time, they inadvertently are killing off their masters. They're not very good at being bad, even though they want to be bad so badly. There were many other periods of history that we actually drew and the team had completely conceived. We only had room for a number of them, and there was great debate over which periods of history we would actually put in the film. But it really was where the film started, which is people all over the world asking us, where did the Minions come from, and what were they doing before they met Gru?
Because that's the thing, people will have been asking that question because people love the Minions. I mean, if you had to try and nail down what it is about them that has just struck a chord with everyone everywhere, what is it?
Well, you know, I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from the artists who animate them, and their spirit is in these characters. It comes from Chris Renaud, Pierre Coffin, Eric Guillaume. Eric was our designer on Despicable Me. Chris and Pierre directed it. And we knew that Gru was going to have henchmen. But they wanted to take a brand new approach to henchmen. And so they came up collectively with this idea of Minions. For me, what I love about them is that they're simultaneously so sweet, but also so wicked. And they're bad at being wicked. And they're just funny.
Let's talk about the wickedness on show in this movie. VillainCon is one of the high points in this film. How much fun was it seeing all these supervillains brought to life on the big screen?
Well, you know, so many of the people working on the film, including Brian Lynch, our screenwriter who's not here, and Chris and Pierre and Kyle, they're really geeks. And as geeks, these were guys who go to things like Comic-Con and comic conventions, and so the idea to take a twist on the notion of massive fans coming together, excuse me, to celebrate what they love, really just lent itself to the idea of, well, what if villains had their own convention? So it was a tremendous amount of fun for them to conceive of it, play off types that they've all seen before. Yeah, they're little treasures in VillainCon. Every time I watch the movie, and I've watched the movie 500 times, I see little things in VillainCon that just I've never seen before.
I want to personally thank you for Fishlips Frankie. He is both terrifying and brilliant at the same time. I love him. So you've seen the movie 500 times. How excited are you that people here are going to be seeing the film for the very first time tonight in London town?
Well, one of the great things about being a producer is really watching audiences watch the films that you produce. There's nothing that's more gratifying than watching a film that you've helped bring to life really engage an audience. So this is the very first time I will have had that opportunity, and I'm really excited.
Oh, good. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go now and enjoy the rest of your premiere. Chris, thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thanks so much.
Spit up!
Minions! Guys, it's fantastic to have you here. Thank you for bringing this movie to London. How's the premiere for you so far?
Well, it's very exciting, and it's very weird to have a red carpet that's yellow, but I'm just saying.
It kind of fits though, doesn't it? It kind of fits. What has been the reaction? I mean, you can sense the excitement. How much are you looking forward to the fans seeing the movie tonight?
It's extremely encouraging to see people so excited about it, and it's a bit overwhelming as well.
So the big question is, what was the kind of the lightning in the bottle moment that made you think, right, let's do a movie about the origins of the Minions?
Well, it all came, well, it's basically the Chris Meledandri and Brian Lynch, the screenwriter, Chris Meledandri being the producer, coming together and having a core idea of what could be a prequel to the Despicable Me franchise, and they had this core idea about like showing the Minions through time, and then eventually that led to, there was no time period defined, but landing in a place where we got to see this whole parallel villain world, and the idea of VillainCon sparked at this moment. VillainCon being the evil side of Comic-Con.
Now, VillainCon is one of my favourite things. I just want to say to whoever came up with it, Fish Lips Frankie is absolutely brilliant and terrifying at the same time. He's wonderful. What was it like bringing VillainCon to life on the big screen? Because that's a standout moment.
Well, that was so much fun, just because, you know, if anyone who's a fan of Comic-Con and knows that culture, and then just kind of turning it on its ear, where you're doing it all with the villains and the Minions, you know, going there just like very earnestly looking for a job and like interviewing with big super villains and this sort of thing. So it's you know, just the twist on that.
And the keynote speaker, none other than Scarlet Overkill, the greatest villain in the world, for this movie at least. I mean, I'm not doing Brew a disservice there, but she's pretty special. What is it like having Sandra Bullock voicing Scarlet Overkill? And tell us a bit more about Scarlet.
Oh, it's awesome. What we wanted, like, is to be, well, we strive to be original. We're not like, we really work hard, and sometimes we miserably fail. But the idea behind Scarlet is to say, like, okay, there's this big villain at this time period, and it's not a man, it's a woman, and it's great. Just because it was a time period where it was like really awkward for women, where they were, you know, where people thought that they were supposed to stay at home, the men were working, and they were supposed to like stay at home, cook, and take care of the kids. Here we sort of, Brian Lynch came up with this idea of like, oh, let's inverse the thing and let's have the woman work and have the husband stay at home. So it makes it like for a very modern couple. And the idea of having, thank God for Sandra Bullock, but having her as the villain is that she brought something that's very charming to the character. We didn't want to do like one faceted thing about like, okay, she's pure evil and that's it. And she brought something that is way sweeter than that.
I've got one more question for you guys. The language of the Minions is fantastic. I'm going to start with you, Carl. Do you have a favourite word in Minion?
It would be Blummock.
Blummock. What? Can you tell us what it means?
I can't tell you what it means, because it's what a Minion would say when he's quite frustrated, or, you know, it's kind of a Minion swear word.
Okay, good. Family audience. Pierre, I'm right in thinking you voice all the Minions. Is that correct? And in fact, do they all have a slightly different tone?
A slightly different tone, but there are like, you know, like hundreds of them, so like I can be that original and find like a voice for each one.
Favorite word?
Tikka masala.
Which means?
Which means I'm happy to be here.
Fantastic. Pierre, Kyle, listen, enjoy the rest of your premiere. Fantastic to have you here in London. Ladies and gentlemen, the directors of Minions! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined now by the lovely Lorraine Kelly. Lorraine, it's great to see you here, and well done on the dress. It's in keeping with the theme, is it not?
It is. I had to wear a yellow dress for the Minions. Of course, I am actually really in love with the Minions. You know, I'm up early in the morning and I don't really go to many premieres, and as soon as I knew this was on, definitely had to be here. I love them.
And has your opinion changed? Because I believe they were running riot at the ITV studios this morning.
Where I actually kidnapped one, and I want to keep him, and I want to have my very own Minion. Can you imagine having your own Minion? To do all the things you don't want to do, like ironing and stuff like that, but then just to follow you around and cheer you up.
I mean, that's an amazing thing, and I think if the two of us work together, we could probably steal King Bob from down there.
Oh, I would love that. I really would. It's just, you know what it is? It's just great fun. They just make me laugh. You know, they just make me laugh. And all the other movies, I'm so glad they've got their own film. It's about time. But in all the other films, they were the stars. They stole the show.
They are absolutely brilliant. Oh, I'm so pleased you're such a fan. Now, big question, King Bob over there, he obviously becomes king for a short while in the UK in the movie. The question for you is, if you, Lorraine Kelly, were queen of the country for a day, what would be your first law that you pass? Because Bob's all about the laws in the movie. What law would you pass if you were queen of the country for a day? Because we know the queen can pass laws just like that. That's what she does.
I think free chocolate for everyone, free chocolate for everyone, and free champagne.
That has gone down. I think you're in with a shot here. There was a lot of cheers. There was a lot of cheers for free chocolate. Lorraine Kelly, enjoy the movie. Love to see you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Lorraine Kelly.
He never sounded like a minion when he was directing me. Never once did minionese come out while he was directing. Sandra, banana. I got it. So it was pretty wonderful to be a part of this.
Everyone loves the Minions. I mean, like, people just love the Minions. What do you think it is? If you had to try and nail it down, what is it that people love about the Minions?
They innocently do everything. They innocently kill someone. They innocently destroy someone. It's never malicious. I mean, you know, we humans, we're malicious with our intent. The Minions, everything is accidental. And those sweet eyes, or that one eye, is just, you have to forgive them when they just look at you and they're like, everything. There's not a lot of innocence left in the world, and so I think they remind everyone of little out of control 2-year-olds.
I think that's a very good analogy for what a minion is. You've mentioned this already, but London is represented in this film. Now, obviously, even though she just destroys chunks of it, Scarlett does kind of love the city. How much do you love London?
Well, I just want to say it was an accident, it was just a movie. No piece of London was harmed during the making of this film. I loved it, and what I love is the timing of it, when women were sort of fighting for their rights and fighting for their voices, and here she is, the top villainess, and to hear the Beatles, to hear, Jimi Hendrix play, to see the Queen have a pint at the pub in the film that's probably my favorite character.
I love her, and I love Fish Lips Frankie as well.
Fish Lips. He's hot.
He's really hot, isn't he? Sandra Bullock, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. The movie's about to start. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in London. Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Sandra Bullock!